The women who have the men climbing the walls for them aren't always exceptional. Often, they are the ones who don't appear to care that much.
Yeah, I mean, women who are actually exceptional, men don't even appreciate that part of them in the world anyway. So,
so don't worry about that,
That's
girl.
crazy.
Welcome, guys.
Greetings, human beings of planet Earth. How you doing? You okay? You drinking water? You wearing your seatbelt? What are you doing? Your spreadsheets? Welcome to another exciting, thrilling, arousing, dare I say, episode of GWF.
The podcast you love to listen to. I'm Corinne Fisher.
Krystyna Hutchinson. Oh, there's a smile.
Welcome.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show. Krystyna got her wisdom tooth pulled.
Oh my God. I've gotten wisdom teeth pulled before. Okay. I've gotten two pulled on two separate occasions. Very last minute, came to the doctor and was like, the last time I got a wisdom tooth pulled, it was at the NYU School of Dentistry, and
That's how you know you're doing well.
I know.
Anytime you're at a school as someone's test animal.
An adult did it, but there were children around staring into my mouth. But this big fat Russian guy did it, and I kept laughing because I was really nervous because I saw him just take a chisel and then just hammer the chisel, and you're like, oh my God. And I just kept laughing the whole time. He goes, "You're very weird." And then he's like, "What do you do for a living?" And I was like, "I'm a stand-up comedian." He goes, "Oh, like Amy Schumer. She's fat." I'm like, "All right, cool. Can you just take my tooth out?"
He said that someone also Amy is not fat.
Nope. Anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Russians, we are known for our abrasiveness.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime I go to a Russian doctor, you're going to get great service, but there will be no smiling. There will be no laughter.
If you're sensitive, you might cry.
And it's going to be the most painful way it's done.
Don't go to a Russian dermatologist. They'll tell you you're ugly.
I had a Russian dermatologist. She was great.
Oh,
no jokes though.
Mine when I was had all this acne on my back and I was trying to figure it out. There, she was like, ugh.
That's what my pediatrician said. Yeah.
But yeah, I got the wisdom tooth I got out the other day, Thursday. It was in the most fancy office. I made an appointment a week in advance, and the guy was super lovely, great bedside manner. But so I recall that years ago, Corinne, you got your wisdom teeth out, and you got dry sockets.
I got one tooth out, and I got dry sockets
because you sucked on something, and so I was like, okay, I really don't want to get dry sockets. And I don't smoke that much weed lately, but I'm like, I don't want to smoke anything for days. So right before I went, I was like, I'm just going to smoke a lot of weed before I go. That was a big mistake, especially because I don't smoke that much anymore. So I got really paranoid. I was crying my eyes. It hurt so. It really did hurt. I mean, did he give
you a local injection?
He did. I thought no one does the nitrous oxide anymore. Why? Come on, guys. I've never had it. Well, I've had it recreationally.
I've never had it yet.
But I've never had it in a dentist's office. But that's the one thing that eases your nerves, right? I know that he wasn't going to put me to sleep, which I didn't want. But I asked if there was nitrous oxide. He said, "No, we don't do that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was very nervous, and they gave me a thing to squeeze. But I was freaking out because he was scraping and pushing and tugging and
the sounds are worse than the actual. I don't think it didn't hurt me at the time until I got the dry sockets. But it's the sound of the tools in that you could hear it through your head is
it's weird.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
And I always close my eyes because you don't want to see those tools that are going in your mouth.
Oh, I saw the tools. I saw the needles, the numb needles. So
you gotta close your eyes.
He usually uses one syringe of the local anesthetic, but the tooth I had, half of it kind of popped, fell out.
Yeah.
But the root was really, really long, and it had a cavity in the tooth. Oh. So I felt everything, and he ended up giving me 4 syringes of local anesthetic, which apparently also make you nervous. It does something to your nervous system, it jacks you up.
4 is a ton.
I know. But because he goes, if you feel anything, you need to tell me because I'm not taking this tooth out if you're feeling something because the roots are really, really deep. And I was like, all right, doc. And then he would go and I would feel the shooting pain. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I looked like so
Welcome to our sex podcast.
I know. And I looked like I was storing nuts for the winter on one side of my face. It was really bad.
Damn.
And you can't couldn't work out. You don't want to get your blood flowing.
You can't work out? Oh.
No, because you don't want to get your heart pumping too
much. They're always
much.
adding things.
I know.
That they don't say.
But I really didn't want those dry sockets. So I was like, okay. But it felt like I had the flu afterwards. I just slept for 3 days. It was crazy. But so yeah, I still got a little.
Did they give you any pain medication though?
No, I didn't want any. He said he can give me oxy whatever, and I was like, nah. Eric.
No, you don't need to take that.
I don't want that.
You can literally just take 3 Advil. Yeah. People are so dramatic. I mean, about the oxy. I'm like, just take 3 Advil.
Yeah.
Stop trying to give all this crazy narcotics to people.
I know. This is why America's where it's at. Well, the one time I went to the ER for my ovary exploding or a cyst erupting, that woman gave me what was it? Not oxycodone, morphine, without even telling me. She intravenously gave me morphine. And it didn't make the pain go away at all. It just made me go, hey, and also in pain. So I'm like, these actually don't. I thought these pain meds were supposed to
It just makes you not
cut
care.
off. Exactly. But I'm like, you still feel it. So don't give me an addictive drug. I'm going to love it. Stop. So Advil for me.
I don't know why they always insist on talking to you at the dentist.
They really, they did. Well, no, I kept going, please talk to me. I go, can you tell me? Tell me a story. And he's like, I don't really have any stories. I'm like, you got any jokes?
Yeah,
he's like, no, not really. I'm like, why? What?
No, he's a dentist, Krystyna. That's why he doesn't have any stories.
This is a very nice dental office. Surely, I don't know, you rags to riches? Like, give me something. Tell me something about your life. He did not.
No nonsense.
He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Get your wisdom teeth out early, kids.
I got them out early.
And that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Because I never had a swollen mouth. My mouth was my cheek was so swollen. I couldn't talk. And then I have a cold. So every time I blew, it hurts to smile. Every time I blew my nose, it hurt. It was hilarious. It was really good. So yeah, how are you?
I'm good. It was my boyfriend's birthday. So
nice.
we went to see the Fred again at the East End Studios, the big talk of the town show of the past 2 weeks.
Wait, Fred?
Fred again?
Yeah, I don't know that.
He's a DJ. It's it was literally this was the hardest freaking ticket to get in New York City. Yeah, people love him.
Why?
He's a little British chap, and he, it's EDM, whatever, that kind of music where it's it's dark when you go in and the concert lasts for 5 hours. It literally did last for 5 hours.
5 hours?
Yeah, because everyone's everyone's rolling except for me.
Oh, that's fun.
So I'm just standing there. Well, I mean, it was honestly impressive. And again, another testament to the thing that, first of all, if you go into a space like that, I had 2 cocktails, but that was nothing. I literally came home and did work. So that's how intoxicated I was at 1:00 in the morning. But, yeah, I really stand by, if you are in a space that has all the elements that you feel you need when you are on substances, it feels like you are on the substances. This is number 1, a money-saving tip, and number 2, a great tip if you are someone who maybe has a bad relationship with substances or trying to wean yourself off substances and you're afraid that you're not going to have fun. I'm telling you, over 4 hours, because we got there a touch late, so we didn't have to wait in line because it was so cold outside. And it went by like that. Because
really?
And also I love during concerts like that with, where I zone out and start thinking about my own art, but I find it really inspiring to be in a room with someone else creating if I can also kind of think about my own projects and stuff. It's my favorite time to think about art, besides I guess on the treadmill is another good time where you can just really zone out and go in your own space. But I'm still listening to their art and appreciating their art.
That's nice.
But yeah, no, I was I literally, I've been on Molly many times, and I was I feel like I'm on Molly right now, but I'm not on Molly. And then you wake up the next day and you still feel fantastic.
Yeah,
it's great. It was no problem. So yeah, I did that. Me and all the, though I wasn't the oldest person there. I mean, at least I didn't look like the oldest person there. I don't know how old these people actually were. Yeah, it was lovely. I don't know. I just don't know. Tickets are just so expensive these days, which is such an old farty conversation topic. But I really do get mad, and I think as artists, it's our responsibility. And I know some people do this. Josh Johnson is really good at doing that. The comedian,
he is incredible.
But the resale, these tickets were initially, I think when they went on Ticketmaster, $100 each, which I think is a very reasonable cost for, a 4 or 5 hour concert where you have other DJs also performing. But, as artists, we talk about, we want art to be accessible and all this stuff, but then all our tickets, and this is more musicians, but tickets get grabbed up within the first hour for people like Fred again. And they, then they resale. And these tickets were, 7, 8, 9. I had to wait till day of, and I still paid a little over $400 per ticket, which is absolutely crazy. And so many people were talking about that online too. Like, there has to be something that's done. I know Congress sometimes introduces things, and I guess this is not the most pressing thing right now, but I do feel like obliged.
Access to art, though, is
as
important.
An artist, like, it's really, really messed up. And so it's just like when you hear these artists talking like, thanks for joining us, it's like you look around the room, it's like these are all trust fund kids, and it's all trust fund kids because no one else could afford it.
Yeah.
It's really, really...
It's bullshit.
It's really, really gross. And then, I watched the Grammys last night, and of course, everyone's making, or a couple people are making their statements on ice, which is great. But I was also pissed because it's like, there's a 1 in 5 chance that you're going to win this award. There is one thing that is the topic of the moment that we need to be speaking out about. It's ice. Can you prepare something?
Yeah.
These are literally, they're getting awarded for being the best songwriters, and they're saying memes to an audience, and everyone's standing up and applauding.
Yeah.
It was the most hack shit I've ever heard. And this is an opportunity where you as an artist can truly use your gift to prepare something. And lots of people prepare something. Chapel Roan prepared something last year. I mean, it wasn't about ice because that wasn't happening last year, but or happening on a much smaller scale. It was still happening. And really use your words to touch people and to make people who hadn't thought about it in this way think about it in a certain way, and to make people who somehow have not felt empathy or sympathy for the situation yet feel those things. This is your moment, and you're getting up on stage and you're going, ice needs to get out. What? I was so mad. I was so mad at these people.
I liked what Bad Bunny said. Did you like?
Well, it was in Spanish mostly.
So, yeah, he said.
My boyfriend actually speaks Spanish, so I was like, translate.
So yeah, the first thing he said was the first award he won. He's like, before I thank God, I just need to say no human is illegal or something.
Yeah,
and I liked Billie Eilish's. No one can be illegal on stolen land. Because there's also this thing where you're famous and rich, and you'll never understand what it's like to be abducted. You'll just never be in this situation
for sure,
ever.
Well, Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny's just coming from a different perspective because this is the person who, makes sense to be talking about this the most out of all the winners on stage. Yeah, but no, just everything was just crap stuff I've seen on memes. And I just wanted to see someone's to have taken the time to write something from in their own words from the heart, and no one did that. Bad Bunny, I'm gonna give a pass because I'm sure what he said in Spanish was more polished than what he said in English because it's not his first language, and so he doesn't articulate things as well in English because he just doesn't.
He's a great guy.
Language.
I don't listen to I've listened to his music, but I don't regularly listen to him. But I'm he seems like, talk about an anti-patriarchal male. He seems like that. He really cares.
Well, I mean, he seems
very loving.
I did notice he is married, and I think he's been married for a while because I was like,
that's nice.
He could be swimming in puss right now, and I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know that. Let me look. Yeah, he's really young too. He's only
so
31.
Handsome. Oh my God, he's so handsome.
He's only 31.
Wait, if he's married, his boo wasn't there.
Oh, they don't always have to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't think, she's not famous. I'm pretty sure though he's not married and does not have because he was wearing a ring, but he's been in a long-term relationship. It's not that long. He has a relationship with Gabriella Berlingeri.
She's probably so hot.
Who appeared as his love interest in the Titi Mi Pregunto. Sorry, I'm going to really, really be saying these words wrong. I didn't take Spanish. Music video. All right. Oh, we were married in the video. Because he was wearing a ring. I'm checking for the ring, but maybe... Yeah, and he has a ring on his ring finger in this picture, too. I guess he just wears a ring on that finger, which is very... annoying.
Yeah,
please don't wear a ring on your ring finger if you're not married. It's a social cue.
Do you have Valentine's Day plans?
I'm going to Miami, actually.
Ooh, that's fun. Get away from this damn cold.
Yeah,
that's nice.
My boyfriend has work in Miami, so he said, "Hey, do you want to go to Miami for Valentine's Day?" And I said,
"Si, senor.
I would love to go to Miami."
Mm-hmm. Eric, you have Valentine's Day plans?
No.
Sweet.
No
Awesome.
Valentine's
Eric's
Day
never
plans.
had Valentine's Day plans, apparently.
I'm always work from home on Valentine's Day. Not on purpose, but this has just been coincidental throughout my
but you can take time away from your work at home day to
not me working home.
Tell your love you love them.
This is them being gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has been them
So
being
that's
gone.
the case this year?
Yeah, I mean, no, yes, probably this year. Actually, I think I'm
not
gone
that
this
far
year.
away.
but-
Are you sending something? I mean, I would make a plan if I were you.
Yeah, I'll do something.
Is
I'll
that a
figure
threat?
it out.
Yes.
Let's crowdsource it. What should I do?
Well,
That's the
the
least
idea.
romantic. That's so not romantic.
You've been dating this person for a while. You should definitely have an idea of what they would like.
Yeah.
And I'm not like
Something.
I'm old fashioned in some things, but like Valentine's Day, like a guy's got to step it up.
Yeah, you bring something to the table, please.
So close to Christmas.
It's not
Close
that
to
close.
Christmas? Oh my god.
I mean, I hear you. I wasn't thrilled when I started dating someone who had a February birthday. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, that's a.
He does?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I just got wrecked in a settlement. My old landlord
Sick.
got ruined.
Oh, you did? So you got money?
I got annihilated.
He owes money.
That's
I owe a bunch of
huge
money.
bummer.
Just
Eric tried to fight the man, and the man won.
The man slapped him in the face with his dick.
We did kind of. I never like to advise someone to not fight the man, but just in New York City real estate.
Even though the laws are pro-tenant, it is tough.
They really aren't.
Yeah.
No, they really aren't.
Yeah, right. Well, the judge,
No. I mean, I didn't even have to go to the judge. The lawyer was just like, don't even waste your time. You're going to lose more money.
Well, that was nice of them to say.
That is nice. That's very anti-lawyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As soon as I get the clearance from my free speech lawyer, I'm going to be saying his name a lot on this podcast.
Your free speech lawyer?
Yes, I got a free speech lawyer. Contact with. See what I can do to this motherfucker.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Corinne, I got to know.
I get a billboard.
Wait, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Sorry.
Looking for an apartment. What do you think about Victoria
You wanna move in?
Beckham's?
I need a new roommate.
Nope, don't want a roommate. I'm just going to get a studio. But thanks for the offer.
We're too old for roommates, but thank you for thanking me. Thank you for making us feel young.
I'm already sad. That would make me
Nice.
very sad.
2,000 square feet.
That's gigantic.
Yeah,
but
that is big. But you have multiple roommates.
I have two roommates. One
of them bullies you in your own home.
okay, yeah, no, I don't want that.
But they
I don't want to live with
bully
two men.
They both bully me in my own home. But one of them's leaving.
Okay,
good.
sorry.
Thanks for the offer, Toots.
This episode is just turning into us airing all our dirty laundry.
It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. It's huge.
That is huge. No, thank you though. What do you think about?
Allowed.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's service, so he's going with me anywhere. What do you think about the Victoria Beckham stuff?
Well, so the
Brooklyn Beckham,
the Mark Anthony. I've been talking about this a lot, and it's been nice because normally it would upset me that a 26-year-old young man was estranged from his family and it was turned into a public blowout. But as ICE is shooting people in the face and tearing people's families apart in a much different way, in a non-consensual way,
nice when you do it on purpose.
that this just feels like a lighthearted story for America to enjoy right now.
It's like a massage for your brain in a way.
It's been a respite.
Yeah,
so I've
100%.
I've taken a couple moments to really enjoy this celebrity drama. Well, I mean, I feel bad for Victoria and David because they are, the one thing, if you've been following Victoria's career the whole time, as I have, she's always wanted a big family. She's always wanted like 5 children. She's been saying that since she was in her 20s. It's always been on the record. She wanted to raise them herself, not have a ton of, hired nannies and stuff. This has always been, she's always been family oriented. So now the conversation is like, the Beckhams have become a brand. And so their family has become a brand. I mean, I think that's par for the course when you are part of a really rich, famous family. I think no matter if any family says my family name is a brand or not, like, I think it becomes that. Like, I think the Osbournes were at the Grammys last night.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they have become a Grammy. Like, I feel so hard for them because they're in a moment that I was in 2022. And, my dad wasn't Ozzy Osbourne, but in like, I gotta be honest, like, and in a different way, not even just to me, in our world of real life people, my dad was Ozzy Osbourne. Like, like even if someone's famous, they can be a legend in their own life. And like that 100% was my dad. My dad was a legend in his own life.
Yeah.
And so, when I didn't even want the camera to pan to them because I'm like, they want to be there. They want to be enjoying this tribute to their husband/dad. And we don't need a close up on a crying face. Like, let people mourn in freaking peace. We don't need to watch them like they're zoo animals. It's very, very weird to me. A ton of people, commenting on like how they they don't look good. They don't look good. Sharon, devoted her entire life to Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah. And I mean, this is also an interesting, I don't want to say lesson, because she doesn't need to be learning a lesson right now, in quotes, but like, it does show when you attach yourself to another human being for your whole life, when they depart this realm, what kind of a state you're going to be in. It's going to be really rough. And I think she's probably, similar to like when I lost my dad, she's probably going through an existential crisis right now. And she's more attached to Ozzy than I was to my dad, just because of the sheer amount of time they spent together as husband and wife, Yeah. So anyway, the Beckhams, I'm Team Victoria and David. The story about Victoria dancing with her son in an inappropriate manner. I mean, like, I don't know. I had heard the Mark Anthony calling her to the floor story a long time ago. So that was old news to any which was true weird fans.
When I heard that story, because I'm not as involved in their lives as you are, but when I heard that story, where basically, if you guys haven't heard it, Mark Anthony said, "Now I'd like to call to the dance for the most beautiful woman in the room," something to that effect. And obviously, because it's a wedding between Brooklyn and Nicola, is her name?
Nicola.
Everybody assumed it was going to be the bride because it's her day. And then Mark Anthony called up Victoria Beckham. That was no one's bad except Mark Anthony. He's just, it was just a slip, right? Fuck didn't mean to imply that.
I think you're just not thinking of it, and then everyone takes things personally.
Yeah,
he's just, this is his friend. His allegiance is going to be to Victoria.
Totally,
he's saying something nice about her. It's like, I mean, this is also the first time in history that someone's calling a 50-year-old woman more beautiful than a 20-something-year-old woman, or like I think Nicola might be 30 by this point. But like, it's just like we're all taking things too personally. But I've heard various accounts over the timeline of that night. Some people are saying that Brooklyn and Nicola had already had their dance. And then a lot of people are also pointing out that Nicola also had a dance with her father, Nelson, so that this was completely made sense for Victoria to have a dance with Brooklyn. Whether or not it was inappropriate, I can't speak to. There's no video footage. I'm sure Victoria was drunk. She loves to drink, and
she loves her son.
And she likes to party. So this is known about her. I just like... I
also find it.
I also I'm just annoyed because they created it. They made it woman versus woman when David Beckham's also involved, and the main player in the story is a man. The main player here is Brooklyn Beckham. He is the person between it. So why are we pitting Nicola versus Victoria when the person in the middle who should be mediating, who isn't? How many times on this podcast have we heard a story where a man needs to be mediating, but instead is being a little baby, not saying anything, and then it turns into two strong, powerful women getting pitted against each other. I'm sick of the story. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
But and then my final point would be Nelson Peltz, Nicola's dad, and this doesn't mean that she's evil, but like that family is hugely MAGA ties. Yeah. So I don't really care for them.
I always judge people wrongly, and that's fine.
And also, they're both Brooklyn and Nicola are children of insanely wealthy parents who have done nothing to deserve it, so they're probably both brats.
Sure.
Nicola
looks scary in her eyes. She scares me. The look in her eyes is a little scary. It's scary. And when I first read her Brooklyn's post, I was like, number one, ooh, juicy. I get to think about this and not, children getting kidnapped.
For sure.
But then at first I was like, oh shit, just going off of if everything he's saying is true, that sucks. That blows. But then Nicola just feels like, I don't know. Sometimes there's tension in a man's life between his wife and his mother. And maybe, I don't know, I just feel like the look in her eyes just scares me. Well, but maybe that's just surgery.
The bottom line is that if Brooklyn hadn't been born into the Beckham family, the family that both of his parents separately did all the work to create the Beckham allure, he wouldn't be marrying Nicola because she wouldn't be interested.
So 100%. He would have taught a painting class in Williamsburg or something.
Yeah, at best. I mean, it's so funny because I own his photography book, but people were, and I bought it, because I want to support
the
family. I do. That's how I feel. I love Victoria so much. I'll buy her son's photography book. But then people were like, I hadn't looked at it in a while. People were pulling out pictures from it and like, they're not great.
Oh no, why?
And he's not a good photographer. He's not talented.
Oh, it hurts.
And now he makes like chicken parmesan or whatever on a video to a Coldplay song. His cooking looks fine. I mean, I don't know. It's nice to have a man who cooks, but it's just nice. The whole thing is just like ridiculous.
Yeah. It was nice to get involved in the drama. Also, the freaking Epstein dump. So we're recording this episode a week early before it comes out on Luminary. But the Epstein dump, I've been trying to look through the files just to see, but I'm kind of looking at everybody's.
There's some bad stuff.
There is some very bad stuff, and that psychic that I hired for a birthday party to give everybody readings.
The one that traumatized my boyfriend.
Sorry, boo.
I know every time there's a holiday, I go, I got you a psychic reading. Every time.
I have her card. She said like there's going to be something coming out, in the next year or two where a lot of people have, like, it's going to be out that so many people have been sexually abused as children, and you're going to like help. And I was like, that's weird. But just the sheer amount of people like that are being alluded to in the Epstein files is just, it's so gross. And obviously Jay-Z there's a lot of people mentioned in there, Jay-Z being one of them. And he has a lot of photos with Harvey Weinstein. And I'm like, I don't think Jay-Z is a good person. I don't. And but it's so funny because thinking about like your celebrity idol, because obviously mine's Beyonce. But if she was MAGA, I'd be like, ugh, come on, bitch. I can't like your music or, certain things people stand for are deal breakers for me. But with that, I'm like, you guys started dating when Beyonce was fucking 15 and you lied about it. So like, I don't think he's a great person. But that's not my business. I'm not dating him or married to him. You are, and I don't care. So I'm going to enjoy your music in peace. But thinking of like the patriarchy and the amount of abuse that grown men carry out towards young women, it is this like peak patriarchal abuse. Some of the things that were in those documents of like putting fingers up young teenage girls' vaginas to measure how tight they're like.
Oh yeah,
that is next level sadistic and humiliating. And I almost would rather be murdered than that happened to me as a child because I cannot imagine what that does to your psyche. But like a lot of those crimes in the latest Epstein dump are so sadistic that I'm like, I said this before. It's like, how like certain, like, there's legends of cults sacrificing an animal and drinking its blood or not, but that gives you some type of power. I really think that this is like some bullshit cult thing where like abusing a vulnerable person who, and a lot of these women have had, when they were young girls getting picked up by Ghislaine Maxwell, they had a history of abuse, a lot of them, and that's what Ghislaine saw in their eyes. And so,
it's like when you have every earthly desires as in money, power, you go, I have to get to what's the next level that can get me off, that can get me feeling this feeling again when the drug of wealth has, worn off because I've, achieved, I have more money than I could ever use in my entire life. And I think it is having power over other people and many times specifically women.
Yeah.
Sexually,
It's these documents
doing
are so
things
bad.
that are bad and being able to get away with them because you are who you are. I think people feel a real power in that. And I mean, it is called there was that video that has been circulating about from a while ago about a victim who comes out and she's yelling like they're eating human flesh kind of video, and then she's never heard from again. I mean, this is like weird.
That the woman on the plane?
they're saying?
No. That woman was just a crazy person, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if it's the same plane video. But there's something about planes that make people unwell.
Well, every time I watch a movie on a plane, and they always end up being really good movies. I cry. So I've never cried harder than when I watch like a sad movie
there's something
on a
about
plane.
it. Maybe it's like
very strange.
I don't know, lack of oxygen. Travel also. I mean, I feel like trains are kind of sad too. I don't know.
Yeah, trains are very melancholy.
Yeah.
But yeah, those Epstein files. Whew. And I still, it doesn't matter because it's in the past and he already won the election. But I don't understand, how somebody could get got so hard that they just really didn't think Trump was in those fucking Epstein files.
Well, and it's like,
that's insane to me.
It seems to still not be like, if you're still MAGA at this point, it seems to not even be flipping people's opinions. And I go, you guys are just talking nonstop about pedophilia. This is saying he forced a 13-year-old, to give him a blowjob. He's already been accused of, raping a 13-year-old. So like, what information do you need?
Do you need the video? Because I feel like
he tries to have sex with his own daughter regularly.
Yeah. And
on camera.
On the Epstein, a lot of these Epstein events, according to these documents, his children were there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, none of what I read was, it was shocking, but it wasn't surprising. It just wasn't surprising. I'm like, how did you guys not fucking see this? Yeah, and if you're still MAGA at this point, it's the only thing, as I really try to understand people, I'm interested in understanding. There is a reason why people believe what they believe. And I'm so curious about people that are still MAGA at this point. Do you just like that it pisses other people off?
I think
that
people
you're MAGA?
love that. Yeah.
I think that's the only incentive that I can think of that does it for you. Whether that's healthy or right or wrong or not, that's not even the point. But I'm like, is that what keeps you there? You like pissing people off? It's very strange. It's very strange. Guys, before we get into this email episode, we have some things to promote. I am 90% sure that I'm going to be in Edinburgh, Scotland for the entire month of August doing the Fringe Fest. And I'm really excited. So just, so if you live near Scotland, I know London's not that far away, Ireland, and then some of you do live in Scotland because I've read that from your emails. Take time to come down and see me. There's no ticket link yet. But my one-woman show, Congrats on Not Killing Yourself, is going to be going up at the Fringe Fest. I'm very excited. And I need to raise money for that. And I didn't want to do like a GoFundMe. I just feel like it's exhausting, and I feel like GoFundMes are for like people that are getting kidnapped and their families. But I do have a Patreon, and you could sign up. It's pay what you will, starting at $5, $5 a month, and you could sign up, and you'll actually get something that I think is very valuable. You can hear all of our conversations that we've had during group therapy, which is where you just go around, say whatever's on your mind. But lately, we've really been having these really in-depth discussions on how to best handle this moment in history and how to show up for ourselves and how to like take care of yourselves so that you could take care of other people. If I could summarize my Patreon in one word, it is 100% community. That is the most healing thing I think we have at our fingertips right now is community. So sign up by going to patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson.
And Tucson, Arizona, Pima County. A lot of people who live in Pima County didn't know that you live in Pima County, but you do. So Tucson, Arizona, February 21st. It's a Saturday, 6 p.m. I am bringing the first show of hopefully many shows to you. It's called Pageant to the People. It is me hosting. There's two personalities that I have. I have political Corinne and I have comedy Corinne. Comedy Corinne is hosting, but it is a political event. But don't worry, it's not going to be stuffy. That's the whole vibe. So we have the mayor of Tucson, and who's a lady, and two city council members who are going to be on stage. We're going to do a town hall that's going to be a fun town hall, but answering real questions, not softballs. And then the three elected officials are going to each perform a talent for you. America's Got Talent style. So come. It'll be great. We have a stand-up comedian who is opening, who I handpicked out of all the local comedians, who I think is going to be so fun. We really put together a jam-packed show for you. It's a way for you to get engaged civilly Civil,
civil discourse.
It's to check the box off your civil engagement. You can register to vote if you're not registered to vote. It's, a thing I put together to heal political apathy and to also get you involved in municipal politics. I cannot reiterate enough. Number one, how interesting and how much drama there is in municipal politics, which, I put in the press release. I was like, if you love Real Housewives, you'll love municipal politics.
Who
and
knew?
I stand by that. There's more drama in municipal politics than anywhere else. And it's an accessible level of politics, meaning if you want to run for office, it's accessible for you to start your career there. And we will have support from the Pima County Democratic Party there if you are interested in running for, city council and signing up to be, for your community board. Most times you still have to be appointed. It depends. Everyone's local government runs a tad differently. Or if you have aspirations of being the mayor, like me, this is the place to come. You don't have to do it alone. I know it is confusing to run for public office, but there are people who want to support you if they feel that you are a candidate with a lot of potential. Same as in the entertainment business. The same as if you're a hot young thing and you send your headshot into a manager's office, they'll help you, learn audition technique and stuff. The same thing goes for politicians. And I don't think people know that it's treated in the same way, but this is a great opportunity. And just, all the money is going towards the Pima County Democratic Party. They need money for the midterm elections. And so join me. It'll be great. We can take selfies, chat. I'll sign anything afterwards, but I highly recommend you come out and, bring someone in your life who is politically apathetic and try to make them a little bit not so, because if there was ever a time when we needed all hands on deck, it is certainly now.
Yes, it is.
And the link for that is in the Linktree link that's in all of my social media profiles, or you can literally just Google, Corinne Fisher, Tucson, Arizona. It's at Club Congress. The link will come right up.
Yeah, donating money to a political campaign, a municipal politics political campaign is. And
this isn't even a campaign. It's literally just the party. It's just like if you're a Democrat.
Yeah, I totally get why donating money to the Democratic Party or a candidate is needed.
These midterms are going to be very important.
Yes,
because if the Republicans lose, it's a nice way to really halt Trump and his administration from wreaking havoc and the reign of terror that they have on the United States right now. That'll really help halt that and kind of stunt his power for the rest of this term.
Guys, if you want to email us, it's sorryboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. So let's get into the emails. This first subject line, I try to pick ones that have to do with love, is how do I start my 30s right in love? Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. I've been listening to you since 2016. I've been a Luminary subscriber from the very beginning. You two have been with me through so much over the years. I'm turning 30 this year, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about my love life, or lack thereof. The truth is, I don't think I've ever actually been in a loving relationship. Not a real one, anyway. It's okay, girl. Join the club. Looking back at all my past relationships, I realize I've had this pattern where I basically turn myself into a resource for whoever I'm dating.
Lock it in. So many people do that. You are not alone.
No.
It's a common mistake for women in their 20s.
Yeah. Pretty sick, though, that you recognize it. I give and give and give, thinking that's how I'll get them to love me. I make myself useful, available, whatever they need. No. Like if I just do enough for them, they'll finally give me the love I'm looking for. But it never works out that way, and I end up feeling used and empty.
I'm gonna before I forget, right now, I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to go online to your local bookshop and place an order, or just walk your butt to the bookshop and get Why Men Love Bitches. You need this book badly. Why Men Love Bitches. I don't need it. I basically live it.
I bought it. I need it.
It's a great book, though. I
keep it at the studio so I can read it here.
Did you finish it yet?
No, I'm going.
But have you found it? Like, could you kind of come because I started reading and I go, I do all this. But
the Dumb Fox Credo is out. I just flipped to a page. Credo outlined here allows for smooth sailing and no room for conflict. Agree with everything. Explain nothing. Then do what is best for you. It'll make your life a lot easier. Yeah, no, this is good. Attraction principle number 32. Just to give you an idea, let him think he's in control. He'll automatically start doing things you want done because he'll always want to look like a king in your eyes.
It's a little mind gamey, but the thing is, it's like everything in life is a little bit mind gamey. It's not, I think your internal your internal integrity monitor knows when something, the difference between playing a little bit of a game that is fun and harmless and actually hurting someone. You know the difference between those things, because that's not what the book is not. Let's just be mean to men.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's to really stop women from over giving. This is a common mistake. People think, the more I give, it'll make me more lovable. Quite the opposite. It makes you come off as someone who has too much to give and is therefore not valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same as if you go into let's use Labubus, right? So Labubus, when there's Labubus are much easier to get because they're not as popular anymore. But, last summer when Labubus were so popular, it was almost impossible to get them. That made their value high. It meant that that's all that we were talking about because they were scarce. Scarcity is value. So think about that with you. If you're around all the time, if you're accessible all the time, you're not valuable because the person knows that they always have access to you. Even if you are literally around, get a hobby.
Attraction principle number 2. The women who have the men climbing the walls for them aren't always exceptional. Often, they are the ones who don't appear to care that much.
Yeah, I mean, being exceptional is also, and it's like, also women who are actually exceptional, men don't even appreciate that part of them in the world anyway. So,
so don't worry about that, girl.
That's crazy.
All right, back to the email. If I'm being really honest, I think a lot of this comes from my own lack of self-confidence. I don't think I'm attractive. Well, there you go. So I compensate by being useful.
No.
You can't. We gotta turn that train around, okay,
What are you,
girl?
a secretary? Stop.
Like, if I can't offer good looks, at least I can offer everything else.
No.
Girl.
No. You're thinking about this all wrong. Someone will find you. Someone in this world thinks you're the most attractive person in the world.
There are men that pay women to poop in a container and they pay for it. So there's someone for everyone, okay? I can be the person who's always there, always helping, always giving. Maybe then someone will want me.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
if you want to help, get paid for that help. I love that you have or volunteer helping some man to get him to love you. Worst use of your help.
Yeah, I have a quote from this Bell Hooks book. I'll read at the end of your email because I feel like you can really use it. I don't even know how to stop doing this. It's like it's automatic at this point. I see someone I like and I'm thinking, what can I do for them? Instead of is this person good for me?
No, or the most elevated form of this, what can they do for me?
Crazy, right? What a concept.
That's fully. First step is what can I do for them? Second step of is this person good for me? Third step, what can they do for me?
Yeah, that's a big one. I'm just really tired and drained at this point. I want to be loved. I don't want to feel alone anymore. I'm scared I'm going to hit 30 and realize I've never actually experienced what it feels like to be truly loved by a partner. So I guess what I'm really asking is, how do I start my 30s the right way when it comes to love and relationships? How do I break this cycle and actually set myself up for a healthy, loving relationship from day one? How do I stop thinking I need to compensate for my looks by being everyone's emotional support system? How do I ask for what I need instead of just hoping someone will notice I need love too? I don't want to waste another decade repeating the same patterns. I want to get this right. Thanks for reading. Thanks for everything you do. Your podcast means the world to me. This quote that I had picked out for this episode I think perfectly summarizes something you should start thinking about.
Oh, wait, and can we show the new book? This is a new Bell Hooks book that Krystyna is reading.
I am double fisting Bell Hooks books because I've been carrying around The Will to Change, and everyone's like, did you read all about love? I'm like, fuck, okay, no.
Yeah, because this is the one I've heard more about.
Right,
yeah.
and as love is my favorite thing in the world, so I'm like, I'm reading them both at the same time. But this is great. This is from a chapter called Commitment, Let Love Be Love in Me. One of the best guides to how to be self-loving is to give ourselves the love we often dream about receiving from others. There was a time when I felt lousy about my over 40 body, saw myself as too fat, too this, too that. Yet I fantasized about finding a lover who would give me the gift of being loved as I am. It is silly, isn't it, that I would dream of someone else offering to me the acceptance and affirmation I was withholding from myself. This was a moment when the maxim, quote, you can never love anybody if you are unable to love yourself, made clear sense. And I add, do not expect to receive the love from someone else you do not give to yourself. In an ideal world, we would all learn in childhood to love ourselves. We would grow being secure in our worth and value, spreading love wherever we want, letting our light shine. If we did not learn self-love in our youth, there is still hope. The light of love is always in us, no matter how cold the flame. It is always present, waiting for the spark to ignite, waiting for the heart to awaken and call us back to the first memory of being the life force inside a dark place, waiting to be born, waiting to see the light. I think you got to start with you first, because if you don't feel attractive, stop right away. Do not date. Do not date when you do not feel attractive. That is like red flag. Do not proceed any further. You have to get your place to yourself. You have to build a better reputation with yourself. And I think with the looks thing and feeling hot and sexy, doing things that you could be proud of, something you've always wanted to do. I don't know if you work out regularly. Physical exercise for me is the number one way for me to start feeling more confident, because I love feeling strong in my own body. I think start there. Start somewhere simple, but really work on the self-talk that you have about yourself, because it makes all the difference in the world.
And I think also, I call this the Lady Gaga approach to looks. And it's not because Lady Gaga isn't beautiful. I think she's beautiful. Again, as I've said many times before, the before plastic surgery pictures of Lady Gaga look exactly like me. So it's always good to look like someone's before plastic surgery photos. And I think she was hot then, and I think she's still hot now. Yeah. But Lady Gaga is in a room of beautiful people, as she was last night, what sticks out about Lady Gaga is not that she is the most beautiful woman in the room. It's not that she's the most interesting woman in the room, right? And so I think it's fine to recognize you're not going to be the prettiest person in a room. Most of us aren't, right?
No.
But I think when you can curate a look for yourself, something that makes you unique, that makes you stand out, that is the way you dress, whether, and it could be like a type of dress like goth or preppy, or it can just be some kind of a look that you curate yourself. You start buying a lot of pieces from a certain designer, or you go to this certain, secondhand shop, and this is the color palette that you've created for yourself because it looks good with your skin tone. Like, this doesn't have to be expensive. You can do this in a Goodwill just as easily as you can do this in Louis Vuitton. I assure you. I don't shop expensive. It's not where I choose to spend my money. But you can still have a look that works for you. So I think that's a great thing. Sandra Bernhard, I don't know if you know her. She's a comedian who was really popular in the 80s, like even dated Madonna. Still around. She was actually had a small part in Marty Supreme. But she's a great example of someone who is not traditionally beautiful, has a really unique looking face, but it is someone who is sexy and who holds sex appeal. Like, go watch old YouTube videos of Sandra Bernhard on David Letterman's talk show, his original talk show. And she is, you're going to look at her face and you're like, this isn't really like a great, this isn't like the face of a model. This is kind of an interesting face, but she knows how to dress. She knows how to hold herself. She exudes confidence. She has power over the room. And, she's a lesbian, but men did find her attractive, and women found her attractive. Yeah. People found her attractive. She had this magnetic nature about her. So I think that's something to work on. Really, stop worrying about this, traditional pretty, where we all get the Botox and the filler to look exactly the same. I can't think of anything less appealing than that, than looking the same as everyone. You find what makes you stand out in a room. And I think when you don't have self-confidence, the natural inclination is to not want to stand out. And I think that's a mistake. I mean, listen, if you have the personality of a wallflower, that's fine. Some people do kind of just want to go in. But here, what you're writing to me is kind of I'd like to be noticed. I'd like to be loved. I'd like all these things. And I think creating a look for yourself that lets your personality shine is a really great way to love yourself that other people can see.
Because what that is doing is what Bell Hooks said. You're noticing yourself first before you're wanting other people to notice you. And another tip I would say, if you haven't done this and if this resonates with you, if not, throw it in the garbage. But whatever space you live in, make that space very you. Barf up your personality on the walls of your home. Be maximalist. I just have a crazy wallpaper that really excites you. And another thing I usually do is I also put in my home images of women that I think are so sexy. I mean, Beyonce is someone I think is so sexy, and I personally love the way that she feels sexy. It makes me feel sexy looking at her. So don't starve yourself of images of women that make you go, oh, that excite you, that kind of ignite that divine feminine flame in you. It's very helpful.
Yeah, and then the two other things is I saw you said, I am turning 30. This is a new chapter. I kind of hate that we break up life into these they are chapters, but it's a continuation of you as a person, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm 30 now, everything's going to be different. Well, it's still a continuation of who you are. You know, you said you want to break the patterns of your 20s. Okay, well, let's stop thinking about these as different sections. So you have all this lived experience that you've had for the first 29 years of your life. Take that, and now how do we take the things that we learned, the things that we didn't like, the partners that didn't make us feel a good way, and how do we flip that on its head? You said that you are doing things now seemingly out of habit. Well, doing anything kind of just like, unless it's like meal prepping out of habit is not good. You want to do things passionately and purposefully. So why, you just have to recalibrate your brain. They often say it takes 30 minutes to either form a habit, but I think you can also break a habit in 30 days to break a habit. So, for the next 30 days, and I'm like legit, like take a paper calendar out, or, if you don't have one, write down 30 or 31 squares, or I guess it's February. So it was like 28 days on a piece of paper, and then go 2 days into March. And every day you have to be like thinking about your ideal partner in what do I want my ideal partner to look like? Not what am I going to give to a relationship? What is a relationship going to give to me? How do I want this relationship to make me feel? You're write this down, journal about it, live it. And next time you meet someone you're interested in, do not have the first thought that comes across your mind be, what can I do for this person? Have this person meet you where you're at, you meet them where you're at, and see if it's possible, or if you think there is a possibility that you can grow together. You got to undo. If you think about giving them a gift, do not.
Don't.
If it's not someone's birthday or not a holiday, we're not giving men gifts. It's bad. Don't do it. Do not do it. And I love giving gifts. It really sucks, right? Do not do it. Do not do it.
Give yourself a gift.
Do not be constantly available. If you're constantly waiting for some guy to text you and he doesn't, and then texts you, an hour before he wants to meet up on a Friday night, guess what? Bad news. You're not available. You're not. You have to stop this. You cannot always be available to men. It makes you low value. Have a great day.
See ya. Happy Valentine's Day.
This next email says, my cat died and so did my pussy. Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. I've been with my partner, let's call him Lucas, for 4 years. We've had our ups and downs, but overall we've had a great relationship that grows stronger and more in love each year. For the most part, we are very aligned in terms of values, life goals, our idea of fun and adventure, and our preferences for music and media, our outdoorsy lifestyle, etc. We've lived together for 2.5 years, and it's been lovely sharing a home. I am also very attracted to him, and he is to me. We have always had a great sex life until this last year. Let me explain. I started a business exactly a year ago while still working about 30 hours a week at my day job, and the stress took its toll on my mind and my body. Over a 3 to 6 month period, I gained weight, developed insomnia, and lost my libido. I had little to no time to work out or see my friends, and overall felt resentment and overwhelm as I was busting my ass to make a business work while my partner carried on with a job he isn't passionate about, nor that provides the income we need from his end to make our dreams as a couple happen. Okay, well, that's a lose-lose. I don't like my job, and also I don't make money at it.
What? You gotta get a new job, baby.
What? However, my partner was incredibly understanding. Well, he better be, since he's bringing nothing to the table, and supportive of my business.
The downside here is my question.
Yeah. Listen, if you're...
Oh, God, our bar's so low.
Like, my boyfriend makes less money than me, but let me tell you, he makes up for it in acts of service, in, being supportive, and, that, you better be doing that. You better be doing that. Oh, I had to go to Long Island City to a baby's first birthday. Guess who drove me? Thank you. However, my partner was incredibly understanding and supportive of my business pursuit. He always offered help, guidance, and words of encouragement. Okay, well, that's not great. That sounds cheap. Okay.
It is free.
But at the same time, while I was working 70 hours a week, I was also managing our collective to-do list.
What?
Planning our trips and essentially project managing our lives.
What? Stop.
No,
he's got to do his.
Collective to-do list is crazy.
No.
That's awful. I've never had that with a person, and I hope I never will.
I said I wanted to go out to dinner, and again, I was going to pay. My boyfriend curated a list using an app of all the restaurants that had reservations available for the time I wanted to go in the types of food that I like to eat. When I talk about someone bringing something that is not like saying, "Oh, you look great today, honey." No,
fuck off.
Again, it's fine if the man makes less money. That's your discretion. I don't have a problem with it, but they got to be bringing other stuff to the table. Real tangible things.
Helpful things.
Yeah. Which made my resentment grow. My mental load was at capacity, and while he would do things when I asked him to, that's how you get that mommy syndrome, he failed to take initiative. This added to the loss of libido.
Yep.
Yet anytime we went to couples counseling about the imbalance I was feeling, he actually listened and made changes for the better to how he was showing up.
Nice.
But were they like changes that lasted for 2 weeks, or did they last long term? Which eventually improved dramatically. For example, now on his own volition, he'll do things like come home on his lunch breaks to meal prep. He takes initiative to plan trips and date nights, and overall, he's shown more awareness and action of our budget and shared life's to-do list. Even though he eventually improved his behavior, with the stress of work and the mental load, as well as my insecurities with my weight gain, my libido was still nowhere to be found. As he began to show up more, I eventually softened and realized that another huge barrier to jumping back into our sex life again was the aftermath of sexual assault I experienced 20 years ago in high school.
Yeah, that shit can come up.
I had never truly dealt with the assault in therapy, and in the process of trying to get our sex life back to what it was, the fears and anxieties as a survivor of assault began to creep back in, creating a whole new barrier to our sexual connection. Again, Lucas was incredibly understanding and loving and put zero pressure on me in my process. Oftentimes, we were only having sex once every 3 weeks or so, in comparison to the 2 to 3 times a week we used to have. Yeah, but like in life, I feel like that's going to change depending on what you have going on.
Sure.
And even then, I was often in my head during it and not in my body. Again, he showed nothing but love and grace. Your boyfriend didn't force you to have sex and wasn't mean to you when he didn't want to fuck? What a gem. What a hero. Let's get him on the CNN Heroes Awards. Several months ago, he began to pursue videography.
No, he's not going to be rich ever.
Red flag. Red flag. It's too late. I know it is. A job he used to have as a career move. Okay.
I mean, it's definitely not going away.
Yeah, but the thing is, everyone basically knows how to be a videographer now. It's not
a needed.
Once iPhones were created, we all had this skill. As someone who went to film school, just know exactly.
You have to already have the experience.
Exactly.
If you want it to be a career right now.
Yep. Yeah. Eric knows.
He does know. He works his tail off for it.
I was doing it years before. I barely made the cut, and now I cannot ever move up.
Fuck. Wow. Happy Valentine's Day.
Haunting. Seeing his action steps toward this, plus all of his patience and understanding with me as a survivor of assault, as well as him stepping up more with life admin, I found it all to be extremely sexy. I began to notice my feminine return, as I could really count on him to take charge, plan things, and take steps to advance in his career towards our shared dreams. And because of this, our sex life and me returning to my body slowly returned, and we felt like we were really in love and connected again. Around the same time, my business finally started to pay off. Congratulations. And everything started to feel like it was falling into place.
Nice.
This time of sexual rejuvenation lasted for about 1 to 2 months until we experienced a loss that left us where we are today. 8 years ago, I rescued a cat that ended up rescuing me. I adopted her just 2 months after the trauma I wrote about in my previous email. She was steady by my side as I healed from that experience, and I can't imagine having not had her during that time. My cat was as sweet and docile as you can imagine. She was so cuddly and present, and overall just a huge part of my day-to-day life, especially as a work-from-home person. I now understand what people mean when they say soul animal, and I am forever grateful for the companionship and love she gave me. Lucas ended up falling in love with her too. It was so adorable seeing how much she showed him and our little family of 3, how much she loved him, and our little family of 3 was sanctuary and home. About 3 weeks ago, we began to notice that our cat seemed off. A few days later, I made a vet appointment. Within 30 minutes of being at the vet told me that she was in kidney failure.
That happened to my cat.
And that's so sad.
I'm sorry.
And would likely die within a few days.
Oh my God.
It was brutally shocking. Apparently, cats are masters at hiding their pain till it's too late.
They really are.
Over the next day and a half, Lucas and I brought her home, never left her sight, administered IV fluids and medications at home, and hoped that she would be one of the 5% of cats that can survive from something like this. But by day 3, it was clear she was crossing. A second vet confirmed her levels had not improved and recommended euthanasia. Oh my God. We decided to bring her home, make her salmon, give her all the love, and have a vet come over to send her across the Rainbow Bridge early that evening. Me, Lucas, and all of our cats' favorite toys surrounded her as she gently crossed. Oh. It was the saddest and yet most beautiful experience of my life. Since those few days from the vet to the euthanasia, it has been 1 month. All of this happened during Christmas and New Year's. I loved my cat so very much, and so did Lucas. And Lucas and I have both experienced pet grief in the past, as well as human grief from significant people in our lives. But this passing has felt like the most earth-shattering loss for both of us. Since she passed, we have had really good sex one time.
That's honestly impressive.
It was a month ago.
It was a month ago, and you even had sex? That's really impressive.
But other than that, I can't find it in me to want to be sexual. Okay, I mean,
I can't either after hearing your story.
I'm going to continue reading this, but guys,
we put a lot of pressure on ourselves.
The amount of emails that I get, that you guys send into GWF, and it's like, 2 months have passed since my dad died, and I don't want to fuck. Like, yeah, it would honestly be abnormal if you did. Not having sex does not always mean something is wrong. It can mean something is wrong in a relationship, certainly, but it does not always, especially when we have this laundry list of variables. And I understand you're kind of like probably, semi-traumatized from the last time you had this time period of not having sex. But again, like both times to me, there was like huge explanations that made sense. And like life is gonna life during the course of a relationship.
So true.
And there are many, many, many things in life that happen that make you don't want to have sex. I didn't want to have sex for like over a year after my dad died. And I made zero attempt to, because I knew it would come back and I knew it was not necessary. And like, yeah, I fully like left a relationship over it. And even though that was sad and, that complex, and you'll hear about it another time, I do not regret that at all, because it was the thing I needed to do to eventually come back to me, which is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just like, you guys keep writing these emails about like going through extreme grief and then not wanting to fuck, and it's like driving me up a wall, because no shit. Especially as a survivor, like I would think like there were times when my boyfriend would want to have sex with me during that time. And it literally felt like I could either make the choice to, kind of assault myself
with his body. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just not do it. And I was like, I'm making the choice to not do it, I can't find it in me to want to be sexual or feel sexual or to feel attractive. Okay, normal. I've been in grief survival mode, eating what I can, coping by drinking and smoking weed. I would probably not do that.
Yeah. You want to raw dog that grief. It's better. It's going to work out better than you think,
because you're not getting.
You're delaying
through it. Exactly. Yeah. You're going to have to deal with it when you stop drinking and smoking.
And honestly,
you'll become an addict. Either one.
Yeah, that's not good. But it does feel. It kind of feels like you feel very alive when you experience grief soberly. I gotta say, as a big former pothead, and I still enjoy weed, it's much more valuable to your system and your mind and your brain to experience this stuff sober.
When I'm grieving, and even before I was like really not drinking very much, even when I was a regular drinker, anytime I got really sad or was experiencing grief, I always cold turkey stopped drinking. Yeah, it's really bad. It's a depressant. It's making it worse. I can't speak to weed, but I'm guessing it's doing the same. As someone who's been around a lot of people who smoke a lot of weed, it's just you not dealing with it.
Exactly.
And binge watching TV. Binge watching TV is fine. Your TV people can become your friends. Over the last week, I began to exercise and meal prep again, but
That's
still
great.
Not a day goes by that I don't cry from the loss and regret of knowing how much pain she was in for so long.
But she's okay. She's okay. So that's you harping on something which maybe your mind's looking for that, because grief is it's like you're so out of control with grief. It does what it does to you. It takes its own course.
She's also an animal, and animals I feel like are like honestly better at surviving than humans. So stop, like the same way as like there's a word for it, but when we try to put like human emotions and qualities on animals, don't do that with the positive, and also don't do that with the negative. You know, when there was like a picture of their dog and they're like, the dog's laughing. It's like, no, the dog's not laughing. Dogs don't laugh. But okay. I don't know what to tell you.
The horse enjoys doing a task for me.
Yeah,
does it? Does it enjoy it, or that's what you want to think?
Yeah. Now my partner and I are still loving and connected, but my libido is still toast.
Good. It will be toast for a long time, probably.
While we are still intimate in terms of conversations, shared life experiences, especially grief and cuddles, I'm concerned that it's been a full year where we haven't had the sexual connection we used to. That's going to happen in a long-term relationship. There will be years when sex isn't the star of the show. I mean, if it's going on and on and on, again, that's a problem. And I think it's good to notice it and like, you know, put a pin in reconnecting sexually. But like, yeah, you just had a tough year. Tough years are going to happen. And guess what? When you're having a tough year, you don't want to fuck.
Yeah, you really don't.
It's just the way it is. This is not, we're not reinventing the wheel here.
And the intimacy that you are experiencing with your partner is so healing and valuable. We put it's so funny. We're saying this on a podcast called Guys We Fucked, but we put too much value on sex.
I think pet grief isn't recognized enough by our society, and it's adding to this painful grieving process. I got a big new client for my business the same week my cat got the diagnosis and died, and I had to push through like nothing ever happened. Yeah, unfortunately, like
sucks.
It sucks.
Fucking sucks.
That's how life is. Again, with a human death, you get 2 weeks. So I would guess with an animal death, you get 1 week.
Which, and honestly, an animal death is. Whenever somebody posts about their cat died or their dog died, I like take a second to like, I'm not religious, but I like send them a little prayer, like send them love, because it's one of the most monumental losses to lose your soulmate animal. Oh my God!
Usually the loss of an animal is not going to be a complex grief, which makes it sadder because
they were just there for
probably your dog or your cat never pissed you off in a big way. You know, the way any literally other human being in your life definitely has. My question for y'all, is it normal to still be grieving a pet 1 month later? Yes.
Oh my God, you're going to be grieving this pet for a year.
I think about my childhood dogs, shout out Flash and Tulsa, every single day. They died when I was like, I mean, different times, but like when I was like in middle school. I'm 40. When I say I think about them every single day, I think about my dog Spice every single day. I think about these dogs every single day. I've talked about Spice in therapy.
Oh yeah.
This is a dog I had when I was, who ended up passing away. I was in college when she passed away ultimately. But yeah,
my childhood cat, one of my childhood cats passed away when I was like 18, and I did that movie. I did Dwell about a breakup. The ending monologue I wrote was all about how I held my cat Sterling as he died, as he was getting euthanized, and how that experience is the most mind-blowingly sad, awful. It's also beautiful at the same time. It's very strange. Grief is so strange. It's wild how that'll affect you. You're not giving yourself even an iota of enough grace here.
And also, like, I think, maybe 10 years ago, I would have agreed that like pet loss isn't given the same oomph that human loss is given. But I think now, especially because the way millennials love their pets, I think the only person who wouldn't understand pet loss is someone who doesn't understand loss, period, which is a lot of people. And that's just, you're going to deal with that. It just depends when in your life you go through your first big loss. And then second is people who haven't had a pet and don't understand the bond or like aren't animal people. But I think now people really understand. The things that made me laugh the hardest after my dad died is my friend, his mom also died, and he goes, my mom died, and then like a week later my dog died, and the death of my dog, he goes, was way worse than the death of my mom. And I go,
I get it.
Even though at the time I had just, I was really like reeling from my dad's death, I was like, there was nothing about that I didn't understand or that didn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
So this is completely normal. You yourself said earlier, like, you don't think people understand pet loss. Well, it seems like you're not being understanding of yourself and the pet loss.
Correct.
So, and it doesn't really, you don't owe other people explanations. Like, yes, unfortunately, if you don't want your business to fall apart, you do got to show up like nothing is wrong. But
it's terrible.
So you show up for that period of time. And then when you go home, you can cry and do whatever you need to do in your own space. And like, unfortunately you got to do it around a boyfriend, but you moved in with him. I didn't. So Let me tell you, it was so nice not living with someone while I was grieving my dad because it was messy. It was messy.
I'm also going to go woo-woo here for a second and say that your pets send you signs just as much as a loved one who passed away sends you signs, maybe if not more. So your pet has 100% been trying to get in contact with you or trying to send you something. And so one thing that you can do, and one of the things I learned too from almost all of these Laurel and Jackson readings, your pet, it's okay that you're experiencing this monumental loss because when you pass away, you are greeted by your family and loved ones who have passed. One of the first creatures to always greet you first before anyone, before your mom, before your dad, before your husband is your fucking pet. That is how strong that bond is. So I don't know how it'll make you feel to get a sign from your pet, but you said you were grieving this, like you were having complicated feelings about how much pain she was in. If you want to say, hey, I need a sign from you to, I just want to know that you're not in pain anymore, you're feeling okay, pick something super obscure, super random, super personal between you and your cat. I don't know what your cat's name was, but maybe something, and she had like a weird name like Jinx or I don't fucking know. Something to do with her name, anything, but ask for a sign and then, give yourself a month or two because if you're grieving so hard, you're going to miss them, the signs that is. But you maybe establish a connection because that cat will be connected to you for the rest of your living days. And the moment that you do pass away from this current body that you're in, your cat's going to be one of the first balls of light to greet you. I promise you.
So yet another thing in the pros column for dying. Every day the list gets longer, I would say.
It gets so long. Oh my God, it gets so long.
Second question is it okay that we haven't been as sexual over a 1 year period? Yes. That's life. And is there another question?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Sorry. Yeah.
Do you have any advice on how to get our sex life back? I want to feel confident and not in my head. You're grieving. Stop trying to rape yourself. What are you doing?
You're assaulting yourself.
There's times to be sexual and there's times not to be sexual. I would say grieving is like one of the number one times not to be sexual. And stop putting this additional pressure over yourself. Again, I think it's just because these two things happen in the year, but both had a very valid explanation. And you've already gotten back from this, so you have the tools and the connection to do this. And maybe it's like because your grief timeline is different than your boyfriend's timeline, but I guess that's because he's a man. I'm just kidding.
Happy Valentine's Day.
That's my
Sure.
Bell Hooks book.
Sure. I guess because he's a man. Yeah. And even if you don't have, if you're not at all sexual for this next year, that's also okay. Like the cat, the soulmate cat, your soulmate animal. Come on, man. That's such an epic loss. Give yourself space to feel it. Next subject line, TSA groping from one bionic woman to another. Hi, guys. And we read that TSA email in a regular episode, right? Not a bonus episode, I'm pretty sure. The email that they're referring to, if you're not a Luminary subscriber, which you should be,
I think that was our last solo episode.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
This woman just had something implanted in her chest, and she was in TSA, and she basically got groped in public. She got her holes felt up from the outside of her clothing, which unfortunately all of us in this room have also experienced. So we think maybe it's normal. They just have no bedside manner.
Yeah, it's like they were touching the crevices, but I don't think it was groping. I think it was just like a cavity kind of search.
Yeah,
but it's just uncomfortable because you don't think of the TSA agents as having to do that. But they've definitely swiped my vagina.
Me too. Hi, guys. Just wanted to provide some insight into TSA experiences as someone who has been traveling with medical devices for over 10 years. I'm I'm type 1 diabetic, and I have an insulin pump in one arm and a glucose monitor in the other. I fly frequently, and in my experience, it's common practice to do a full pat down anytime you voluntarily opt out of the body scan and do the metal detector instead. Even though the medical devices are not supposed to go through the body scan and I have no choice, it is still considered a voluntary opt-out. I have also traveled with my diabetic alert dog, during which I have to go through the metal detector instead of a body scan. Yeah, I do that with Kevin. And they have done the same thing. Full body pat down, hand through the ass crack, on the vag, the whole nine.
See?
Unfortunately, the metal detector is not as precise as the body scan. So they need to cover all of their bases to make sure you don't have any weapons in any of your orifices, LOL. Sure, we can show them our medical cards and prove that we have a medical device, but anyone who can forge a medical card, and I certainly wouldn't want anybody sneaking weaponry into the plane just because they printed a card saying they had a pacemaker and nobody did a thorough check. Just wanted to assure of the listener that this is completely normal and does come with the territory. They ask your permission, they ask if you want to do it in private or in public, and you provide consent. Therefore, it is not sexual assault, just an annoying thing that comes with the territory. Sincerely, a loyal fucker. Yep. It does feel bad, but yeah, them's.
You know what feels worse? Getting 9/11
blown up. Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
I was going to say, so now that, because I have TSA pre-check, I'm more likely to get felt up, though. That's
Really?
That's a weird, because you
What?
do the metal detector in TSA pre, and you do the body scan.
Well, so every
in
time I do,
standard.
when I have Kevin with me, I fly, I go through the metal detector instead of the body scan, but they usually pat down my hair. And that's it. I've only had the woman literally swipe my clit like she was charging a Louis Vuitton bag on her credit card one time. And I did not have my dog with me at all. But yeah, they do be doing that.
When the woman did it with me, I could tell she was having a bad day too because she was like looking away. I guess like part of it is like they have them like look away so that it doesn't feel like sexual in any way.
Sure.
I'm sure there's listen, I'm sure if someone works for TSA, I'm sure they get a whole handbook. Is everyone following it to a T?
Probably
no,
not.
but also it's like, does anyone do their job exactly as they should? No. So let's be fair here. Speaking of doing our jobs as we should, we also have to say, subscribe to Luminary.
Yes, subscribe to Luminary, guys. You can go subscribe to the Luminary from the Luminary app. You could download it, go on luminary.com, or you can go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe to Guys We Fucked from there. And, also spread the word. Spread the word. If you like our podcast, rate us. Rating and reviewing us is very important too on the Apple Podcast app. But yeah, be a Luminary subscriber, because when you are, you get access to bonus episodes where Corinne and I spill the beans about what's going on in our lives in a much bigger way, and read your emails. And they're some of the most interesting episodes we do. I love doing the bonus episodes. They're my favorite ones.
Yeah, they're super fun.
And you can listen to the regular episodes ad-free and a week early. What?
This subject line says, worst gift received and pubic hair. Hi, Corinne and Krystyna. I'm a first day listener and Luminary subscriber. Thank you. I listen to you weekly, and it's a nice reprieve from the current horrors and or doldrums of the world. This story is about a gift my then husband gave me during a Christmas with my family. We are now divorced. Names have been changed. Please keep me anonymous.
No problem, girl.
For background, I have a small family. For several years, we would spend Christmas together. My mom, my older brother, and my husband, we'll call him Tom. We would take turns opening gifts on Christmas so everyone can see the gift being opened. For more needed context, when I first met Tom, I was waxing my pubic hair completely off. After a year of this,
okay.
Are you okay there, Eric?
Like, I just going, interesting. This is the first meeting.
After a year of this, I started to get very painful and red ingrown hairs. I tried multiple remedies, physical exfoliation, chemical exfoliation, prayers, you name it, but the ingrown hairs would not leave unless I completely left them alone. I had a waxer tell me that because I have red curly hair, my roots were in deeper and I would be more prone to ingrown hairs. I decided to just go au natural, and I think this bothered Tom.
Nope. Bye, Tom.
Back to Christmas Day with my family and opening gifts. I opened a gift shaped like an envelope. It was a gift certificate to a waxing place.
No.
I used to go out to for $30.
Oh my God. Oh,
What's that covering?
Death penalty. Death penalty.
That's
for
like
Tom.
a mustache wax.
Death penalty.
I was so stunned. I had trouble finding words and finally said, a gift certificate for a spa.
No. It was reply. Oh, I want to vomit.
Then he looked at me, smiled, and said, a little shavy shave.
Death penalty. Death penalty.
I would have divorced him right there. I would have gone to Kinko's, printed out divorce papers, wrapped them up, and then gave them to him.
I would have wrapped them in front of him and said, here, open your gift. I would have blocked his number in front of him.
Oof. I think my family moved on to the other gifts and never brought this up again, nor do I plan to. I will now list the reasons this felt so awful. I mean, you don't need to tell us, but Number one, it was in front of my family, just 2 other people. So I was in the position of trying to seem grateful while also wanting to hide what the gift actually was. Yeah, that was your fault for trying to hide a man. I know you're embarrassed, but like it's fun to publicly humiliate men when they deserve it. 2, it was $30. The wax I would get if it was maintenance was $55 plus tip and significantly more if everything was grown out. What would they wax for $30? Half a vulva. Yeah, that's crazy. 3, this was clearly not a gift for me. It was for him.
Yeah.
He'd rather I continue to experience something painful than compromise on his preference.
Oh, boy.
And for a full circle moment, the first inkling I had about ending things 8 years in was listening to your breakup episode.
We've really done a service for people.
I appreciate you both so much. So any roasting of this response would make my year. Wax on, wax off, anonymous. Damn, that's crazy.
Yo. Fuck all the way off, Tom. Death penalty. Death penalty. You should be put in a cage.
Yeah.
Put in a cage.
Yeah. That's crazy.
What?
Tom might be on the Epstein list.
Yeah.
According to my mom has really her whole life, she's always said, she said any men who only like ball pussies are like children. That's what she keeps saying.
I think that I get it.
Whether or not that's true, I think it's a good rumor to spread so that we can do whatever we want with our vaginas.
Yeah, I mean, we do whatever we want anyway. But yes, absolutely.
Because I don't like hair, but I like it for me because I find it uncomfortable, not for anybody else.
Yeah. Oh,
and waxing, the ingrown hairs that you experience with waxing, I would never wax again. When the hair grows back, it is so itchy. It kept me up at night. It is so uncomfortable when the hair grows back. I don't know what the hell they're doing with waxing. You told me that you experienced this too.
So the first time, but now I've pretty much gone every month because you should go to the gal. I think I got you a gift card for her. She does such a good job at Heal with Chris. Shout out, baby.
Oh, well, that was for facials. I'm not, and no offense, but I can't have anyone I know be waxing my pussy. I'm very uncomfortable with that. That's crazy to me.
It's like an exercise for me with intimacy. But anyway, because I get waxed pretty often, and for some reason, a wax makes me feel sexier. And no one ever sees my vagina. It's just me. But I don't know. I like it, but that's me.
Yeah, no, I did it for a while. The hair going in was so itchy, I literally couldn't sleep.
So that was only my first 2 waxes. Now I've been doing it for about a year. Yeah. And it barely grows back. It's like you could blow the hair off with a whisper.
Well, yeah, I got a series of lasers like around right before COVID, so it's like it thinned it out a little bit.
Yeah, super thin. All right, one more email. Should we do? Is a nonchalant Sagittarius man the one?
I don't even know what that means. What are the qualities? Can you quickly Google the qualities of Sagittarius male specifically, Eric? I don't know any male Sagittariuses.
What is Sagittarius? Which sign?
I think Sag is like they like to they're constantly like going out and doing things.
Fun, energetic. They thrive on adventure. They're very courageous and
not
never back down from exploring different aspects of life.
I want a Sag.
Because I have a female friend who's a Sagittarius, but
that's fun.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Corinne, Krystyna, and Eric. I've been listening since I was 20 years old, and you have helped me so much. You motivated me to leave my unfulfilling relationship when I was 21, helped heal my trauma, and taught me things my own mother never had the tools to. Wow. I mean, if that's...
You're welcome.
Wow.
He wasn't even born yet when we started the podcast. I have a little struggle.
Actually in high school when I heard about it.
Okay.
That just kill us right now. Just actually throw something at us.
Just pull my other tooth out.
Going to open mics.
I have a little struggle right now. Would love your perspective and advice. Oh yeah, and I included this because I did read this to see if I should delete it, and I found it interesting. Off topic, but wanted to add, based on last week's episode, this email was sent in December. I went to a Catholic middle school and high school in a small town in North Dakota. We were always fed abstinence-only education, and abortion is bad. I remember watching a documentary in school about a woman who almost had an abortion, but didn't, and her son ended up being Beethoven. And the story was, don't kill your child because they could be wonderful.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Anybody could be wonderful. Who cares?
So he was Beethoven. She wasn't Beethoven.
Nope.
That's my rebuttal.
In middle school, we literally got extra credit in religion class.
We don't even know the lady's name. What, Mrs. Beethoven?
In middle school, we literally got credit in religion class for praying outside the women's clinic. Oh, that is so disgusting. And that performed abortions and would go as a class. What the fuck?
I mean, if we're getting credit for something that easy.
In high school, basically our entire school went on the March for Life in DC. I'm actually curious how many participants in the March for Life are children. I went for my freshman year and junior year. Junior year, we did fundraising, so everyone in the school went for free. It was insane, the propaganda pushed down our throats, and I was so young and didn't know any better. Yeah, that's how you get like a young woman who ends up being anti-choice, is that, being indoctrinated. I never had sex because I knew abortion wasn't an option in my household and feared getting stuck living with my family in that town. There were a few unplanned pregnancies at my school, and I genuinely feel bad for the girls who got stuck there. So many of my classmates had changed their views on abortion since becoming an adult. I had sex when I turned 18 in my spring semester. Thankfully, my older sisters encouraged me to go to Planned Parenthood to get birth control. They provided me with the implant in my arm for free because even though I had insurance, I knew my parents would freak out if I used it, which I told the staff, and they understood. God bless Planned Parenthood. I have been vocally pro-choice since then, to the point I had to block my mom on my Instagram stories because anytime I shared anything, especially around the 2016 election, she would respond and try to debate. Very happy to be out of my childhood home. All right, to my question. For backstory, I'm 27 and my boyfriend is 28. Both our birthdays are within the next 45 days, almost 28 and 29. We have been dating for 16 months and moved in together 4 months ago. I met him in college when I was 18 and he was 19. We were friends with benefits, very casual on and off throughout the years. He's busy and career motivated, and I assumed he was an asshole. I didn't like going days without texting each other, so every time I felt like I wasn't getting enough attention, I would end the friends with benefits relationship. He was always respectful of my decision, and we would find each other on dating apps a few months to a year later.
He was already respectful because he was just fucking someone else.
He's like, all right, cool, I'll just fuck Tanya.
And very busy.
He would always be kind, welcome me back, and never hold my immature blow-ups against me. I wouldn't call him immature, but okay. That probably happened 6+ times in our 20s, but nothing bad actually happened between us. When I was 25, we had reconnected and I told him I wanted a real relationship, not friends with benefits. He said, quote, "That's what I wanted this whole time," which I genuinely had no idea. I wouldn't either based off of his behavior. We only met up to have sex, so I told him I wanted to really get to know him and not have sex for a few months. He was intrigued by the idea and went along with it, but I was still talking to other men who gave me more attention, and I ended it with him again for a love bomber who was feeding my ego. That 8-month relationship with the other man ended horribly, of course, and I gave myself a few months off dating, but I couldn't stop thinking about my now boyfriend.
Now I want to know what your sign is.
I messaged him on Instagram in April 2024, and again, he welcomed me back with open arms. I don't know that that's something to give him credit for, but okay.
Yeah, it seems like he needs some boundaries.
I told myself that I was not going to talk to or entertain anyone else, and out of respect for him, this was the last chance I was giving myself with him. We dated for a few months, went on our first trip together, and became official around 2.5 months later.
Oh, that fast?
Once I became less anxiously attached, I saw he was everything I was looking for. He introduced me to his family and friends very quickly. I went on their family Christmas trip after 4 months of dating.
But I mean, it was so much longer than that. It wasn't really after 4. You guys know each other well. Forever.
Yeah. I now know all his work colleagues. My family loves him. He has cared for me when I'm sick, and he has been a steady growth. He has had 2 actual relationships in his past, but nothing longer than a year, and they were in high school and early college. I do have to guide him and open tougher conversations sometimes, but he always receives them well. I'm a little tired of doing that, though. We moved in together after a year of dating, and he has never lived with anyone. I know I am not ready for marriage yet, but could see a future with him. I moved in quickly with an ex, and I'm glad my current boyfriend and I went through all the seasons in a year living apart, and now want to go through all the seasons living together before taking that next step. However, I get questions from other people constantly about, when are you getting married? Mind your business. I work in beauty, so clients, other service providers, extended family, his friends, girlfriends, etc. always ask.
Wait, so she was from North Dakota, right? But where does she live now?
I don't know.
This is weird behavior. This would never happen.
I was going to say, you must live in a small town place.
Yeah, this is not city talk.
Everyone would be like, what? You're not even 30? Yeah. Don't worry about marriage until you're 40, bitch.
Yeah.
I say what I want, which is that I want to live together for at least a year, but get more and more insecure each time someone asks me that because we don't actually talk about marriage or a plan together.
Why are you entertaining other people's thoughts about the relationship that they're not in?
Don't let that penetrate your comfortability in your relationship. I'm so used to love bombers who bring it up after 6 months together, so this is new to me.
But you know that they're love bombers now, so you know that's a tactic. And they said they wanted to get married. That's not real.
Yeah. Over time, I have sprinkled it into conversations. I don't want a boyfriend of 5 years. I want to be married by then. Okay, I just want to ask, like, have you asked yourself why? That's just, it's not judgy. I'm just like, why do you want these things? Because sometimes, we're born into this world and there's a lot of expectations thrust upon us. And I think one of them is getting married and having kids. And just make sure you actually want that. I want kids, but want to be married first. And I want to start having kids around 4 years from now. I also want to be out of credit card debt before having kids, and weddings are super expensive. So I'm back in school transitioning to a new career right now to work towards these goals.
Okay, great. Having goals is good. Having a timeline, I think, is fine. But like, just
doesn't always work out that way,
like life is still gonna life.
Mm-hmm. That's the theme of today's episode. We want the same things, but never talk about them together.
What?
I will tell him, quote, so-and-so asked me this, and tell him what I responded.
So right there, you're not ready for marriage.
Yeah, and when I sprinkle in those comments above, he nods his head in agreement, but never adds anything to the conversation. You gotta.
Ay, Chihuahua.
You gotta. I Chihuahua's right. You gotta be able to talk to your partner about a future, man. You live together, so obviously he's serious too. The only conversation we have had was when I got off of birth control earlier this year, and we discussed what we'd do if I got pregnant. We both want to be in different financial spot before having kids, and I want to be married first, but also agree that we can plan for it, but might feel differently if it actually happened. He also willingly took a $35,000 pay cut this year to refocus his time and work towards his career goals, which may help his pay long term, but is obviously not a better financial spot right now. His family is already talking about our 2026 Christmas trip. My boyfriend has suggested I work in the family business, which I declined. Good for you. You're your own person. And all his girlfriends who have known him for 4 to 5 years say that he is serious about me and has never acted like this with anyone else. Okay. And he's not afraid to make big purchases like a couch or a mattress, contribute to my 401k, or make plans 8 months down the road. But I still feel insecure because I'm not getting the verbal validation from him. Well, maybe the way he expresses, like the love language that he expresses is just different.
And also, I got to be honest, I've never heard something that's more 20-something than a big investment like a couch or a mattress. What are we talking about right now?
Girl.
This is some 20-something unmarried shit.
Girl. I waited for him to say I love you first, and that took 10 months into our relationship. I always saw it in his actions and knew he hasn't said it to anyone else. And I want
But even if he had, it doesn't matter. This is your relationship.
Yeah. And I want him to be the masculine energy, so I wanted to give him no pressure to do it on his own time. Astrologically, it makes sense because he's a Sagittarius sun, Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising.
Nope.
I'm a Capricorn sun, Cancer moon, so emotional, and Libra rising.
I knew there was Libra in there because you can't make a fucking decision.
He shows his commitment and security in his actions, and I know I'm not ready to end the relationship if he isn't on the same page. But we talk about ending it. It's going well. So I always talk myself out of bringing it up to him. But if he freaks out, then maybe that isn't the relationship for you. But giving this person a chance to show who they really are, that's not bad. I also don't want marriage right now. Wow, you're really overthinking this. And don't know 100% if I want it with him. I think I do. I for sure have relationships.
So you're paranoid that you don't want a boyfriend for 5 years and that you're not getting married soon enough, but you also don't even know if you want to get married to this guy.
Yeah. And
which is fine.
But I had a boyfriend for 7 years, and it's like, we didn't get married. Thank God, honestly. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. You say you want these things, but when did you decide that? And from what? What made you decide that? It feels like you live in a town where a lot of motherfuckers be pressuring you to do something, which is so weird to me.
If marriage was so amazing, everyone wouldn't be pressuring other people to do it. When things are really, people aren't walking around being like, oh, did you play the lottery? You got to play the lottery. No, because they want the lottery tickets to themselves. If things were that good, you don't try to publicize and you try to gatekeep things that are actually really amazing. You don't try to share them. Or that's most people. I mean, come on.
It's true.
Come on.
I for sure have relationship PTSD. I feel like I'm just waiting for something bad to happen. Okay, well, that's good to know. It sounds like it.
Bad things will happen. That's life.
Yeah.
Bad things will happen and good things will happen. That is life.
He motivates me to be better in so many areas, and I'm not ready to give up the stability I have with him while focusing on my goals, because I think if it's
You're not marrying this
if
guy.
it's not the answer I want to hear, I will end the relationship to try to protect myself from more hurt, be depressed, and go back to my old toxic relationship patterns. Well, with that attitude, you fucking will. You got to change your attitude, baby. Older sugar daddies who fund my life but never give me what I actually want or need, but rent is expensive and I'm in school, transitioning careers right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, sounds like you're ready for marriage. The fuck are you talking about right now? That's what no one in your town has said to you, and I'm going to say it to you because I'm from New Jersey. What the fuck are you talking about right now? Nothing in this email, and I bless you, I wasn't ready for marriage. I don't want to get married now, but there's nothing in this email. This is you are so uncertain of everything. I can't think of a worse time to get married.
Yeah. From what I can see, his parents have a great, healthy relationship, and so do his friends. And while I have been surrounded by cheating and unhappy relationships who stay together because they don't think there's more out there for them until everything crumbles.
And you're falling into that pattern because you just said like 2 sentences earlier, like, I don't even know if I like this guy, but I like the stability, and I'm afraid to go back to my old pattern. You literally just said that.
He has no sisters, only brothers, but his mom is a strong woman and an excellent communicator. Yeah, a guy could still be a piece of shit, even if that's the case. Just FYI.
And you only see what people let you see. You have no idea what their relationship is actually like.
Very
you
true.
have no clue.
My boyfriend has good boundaries, is secure with a hint of avoidant attachment. He just never starts tough conversations. I'm not sure if he genuinely has problems in the relationship, but I mean, he's your boyfriend.
I don't think he has good boundaries at all. He let you back 50,000 times.
Yeah. But I want him to be an active participant in the relationship and not just go with the flow. I am definitely anxious attachment. You don't say, but express it as avoidant. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. So you leave before, if you have an inkling that they're going to leave or they're going to hurt you eventually, then you just leave right away without question.
But but she's expressing it as avoidant. I'm saying, like, how can you be one thing and express it as another? That doesn't make sense to me. I think that's like then it's like, isn't it the anxious avoidant? Isn't it the combo one?
Yeah, I would say I have an anxious attachment, but express it as avoidant. I would classify that as your attachment style is anxious avoidance.
So you're like actually like petrified that he's going to leave, but you kind of just act like nonchalant. You're the nonchalant one.
Yeah, girl, you project them. I was raised by a passive-aggressive mom who never said what she felt, but you could feel the resentment, and a dad who never communicated well and ended up abandoning the family in every way except financial after 20 years of marriage.
Look what you just said. You're repeating a pattern. So your dad doesn't communicate well. You're now with a guy who doesn't communicate well, unless you really pressure him to do so. The number one thing that if you're going to marry someone, they have to be someone who communicates and brings up problems that they have.
Yeah.
Before you say, do you have a problem?
Yeah.
What are they, a preschooler? Stop.
I am trying to unlearn what I was raised with. I have these intense episodes of anxiety, especially the week before and during my period. So I think it's hormonal. It's
hormonal. It's astrology. Yeah. It's real life.
And you're not, bitch.
It's real life, and you are trying to make excuses for real problems with the moon and the sun and your period. No.
If I were your friend, I would give you a Valentine's Day gift that it's a heart. It's a box of hearts, and you open it. You think there's going to be a lot of chocolate, but it's just a piece of paper that says personal responsibility.
Oh my God. Everyone needs that.
And I have a really hard time communicating my feelings.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's my issue and I'm in therapy and journal about them, but I also feel like I'm stunting the relationship by not communicating.
So you're not communicating and he's also not communicating. Sounds good.
Happy Valentine's Day. I don't act out towards him. I just am not as bubbly or talkative because I'm in my head. I feel like with the holidays, I will just get more and more. So when are you getting engaged questions? Okay, I mean,
you don't want to get engaged. You're not ready to get engaged, and you're letting other people's voices get in your head.
And it's starting to drive me crazy that I don't actually know where he stands. You live with your boyfriend, you don't know where he stands? Thank you for reading Attach's pics of us and our dog. Lots of love, a loyal fucker. You guys are a very handsome, cute couple. You're very pretty.
You're still better looking, as expected.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're super hot.
Guess what? The polls are in. You can do literally whatever you want.
Yeah, you're super hot.
No wonder this guy wanted to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
He's fine looking, but you're hot.
Yeah.
What?
You're like hot,
Gen
girl.
Z needs to hear. You can start a conflict with somebody And that doesn't make you a bad person.
Oh, I forgot that.
No Gen Z ever.
Yes.
Gen Z's conflict avoidant?
Yes. So every single one
Wow,
of them,
that sucks.
Won't ever get into an argument. And then as soon as if you start one with them, a lot of times they'll just try to run away.
Wow. Well, what if you just pose it as like a nerdy debate instead of an argument? I feel like that's more enticing.
I think that Gen Z needs to start just enjoying the argument.
Because arguing is really beneficial, and it doesn't mean people are screaming at each other.
No, it doesn't mean you hate each other. It's just like, I am upset, you're upset.
Like a lot of people that are really good at business will hire. I was thinking about a friend earlier today. Well, this friend will hire people that are good in business, but that he disagrees with a lot of their ideas, so that they could reach these like beneficial solutions that come from that have a foundation of them disagreeing.
Yeah.
Because it's just more creative that way.
Writers' rooms.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And like, I think disagreement is really healthy, and you should try it out. And you're putting the cart before the horse in so many ways. And it sounds like you live in a small town or a town where like everybody gets married by 30, and that's not how you have to do it. You know what I mean?
Just engage in the conflict and see how that feels.
Yeah, and just like we need to use our imaginations more to imagine what it would feel like to be in much healthier situations, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Like, I think we use our imaginations to hurt ourselves too often because our brain has this negative bias of like, well, this bad thing happened to me before, it's probably going to happen again, and everybody else is saying this is bad, so it must be bad. But what if it wasn't? Like, what if it was okay to not be married when you're 50? What if it's okay to have never been proposed to and you're 65? What if that's okay? What? And then imagine what you would do. And you can do anything with your life.
And now I'm annoyed because you got me looking up Sagittarius relationship with Sagittarius. And
you really did it now.
It's the challenge is, it says lack of grounding. Both can be impulsive and change their minds easily, potentially lacking the glue to keep them anchored long term. Commitment issues, their deep need for freedom can make settling down or routine feel restrictive. And impracticality, they might focus more on big dreams and fun than on mundane responsibilities and notes. So like I want to meet you where you're at, right? So you like astrology, so I'll talk to you in astrology. And I think that like that last one really hits the nail on the head, because it's like, so getting married is like a big dream and it's fun and it sounds romantic, but you guys haven't even mastered the mundane responsibilities that create a foundation for a good and long-lasting marriage, which is being able to communicate your needs, wants, feelings, emotions. That is step one. And I think if you don't, as you said, quote, want to have a boyfriend for 5 years, well, then you better start laying the groundwork for a long-lasting relationship and having these conversations with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
You got to not be afraid, because I'm telling you, have the conversation that you're afraid to have. I think the fear of like, when it comes to like a romantic partnership, if the conversation topic makes you scared to approach, I think that's like a glaring green flag that you gotta do it. You just gotta do it. It's okay. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die.
Yeah, and when people keep asking you, literally, I would just start saying, I'm too hot to lock it down.
Yeah, you're super babe. You're super babe. So be a babe. All right, babe. Happy Valentine's Day, babe.
Happy Valentine's Day, babe.
Love is love.
Yeah, yes, Eric?
Did you want to add something, Eric?
I hear a little stutter.
Babe.
Oh,
okay.
you haven't even seen her.
And guys, did you enjoy this episode? I hope you did. Well, if you are a Luminary subscriber, guess what you get? You get access to bonus episodes every month, at least one, sometimes two, where we just read emails, and then I have some fucking great secrets that I need to talk out on in the next bonus episode, but I gotta save that for the bonus episode because we know you really are fans.
Secrets.
But you also,
I'm excited. I want to subscribe.
You also get ad-free listening, and you get episodes a week in advance. And I have listened to episodes of Guys We Fucked on the Apple podcast app, which is where you can be a Luminary subscriber, or you can go to the Luminary app. It's your choice. But my God, there's so many fucking ads in these goddamn episodes. And so they annoyed me. I can't imagine them not annoying you. But that's a great way to support the show and support everything Corinne and I do and our future endeavors and, our creative babies.
Thank you very much. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
If you're a man listening and you're in a relationship, get her flowers no matter what she says, or something. Just get her something. It doesn't have to be flowers, but do not
be romantic.
Do not show up on Valentine's Day with something with your hands empty. I'm telling you.
We'll be very mad at you.
No matter what she says. And and I'm not saying like disrespect her wishes, but just say, I know you didn't want something, but it's fine. I want to give you a little bit something, to show how much you mean to me. Really can't go wrong with that sentence.
And
really.
Unless she specifically asked for it, don't get her a coupon to a waxing place or
oh my God.
Christ. You should be jailed for the rest of your life with no trial.
Yeah. And ladies and men, don't be sad for no reason on Valentine's Day. It's a day about love. Yes,
love
romantic
yourself, love
is the love that we put the magnifying glass on. But you know why? Because consumerism likes to shine a light on your insecurities because that's how they make the most money. So yes, the stores are telling you it's about a romantic love, but it can be about any type of love.
Love for your pet.
On this show, we are big proponents of making it a day that is fun and about love, whether you're in a relationship or not. So don't be sad. There's nothing more pathetic than the girls in my high school who would be sad for themselves on Valentine's Day. Be like me and my friend Robin, get each other's locker codes and put huge over-the-top flowers and balloons in it, and then just make everyone else in the school feel bad and like a loser. And that's how you celebrate Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. This has been GWF, the podcast you love to listen to.
You love it, baby.
We'll talk to you next Friday.